TGPS welcomes 201 new officers into the fold and heavily invites the nation to 36th Anniversary Coup Memorial Walk. Good evening and welcome. I'm Nicole Williams-Wilson. Thank you for making us your choice for local coverage this Wednesday, July 22nd, 2026. You are tuned in to Tobago Updates Television News, where we bring you the stories shaping our island tonight. We begin with this evening with our top story. Disaster response and emergency preparedness on the island received a major boost yesterday, as the Tobago Emergency Management Agency TEMA officially took possession of a suite of new warehouse equipment donated by the U.S. Embassy. The handover forms part of an ongoing bilateral effort aimed at strengthening regional resilience ahead of severe weather events. AMPLIA Balgobin has the details in this report.
Efforts to fortify Tobago's disaster preparedness infrastructure moved another step forward yesterday following the official handover of critical warehouse equipment to the Tobago Emergency Management Agency. The initiative, supported by the U.S. Embassy, forms part of a two-phase technical and material assistance package. Phase 1 kicked off in March with intensive training for 15 TEMA personnel, while Phase 2 delivered specialized hardware, including a forklift, an RFID inventory tracker, CCTV security, heavy-duty shelving, industrial workbenches, and printers. Speaking at the handover, U.S. Embassy Charge d'Affaires Philip Kern highlighted the long-standing collaboration between both nations in building sustainable emergency response infrastructure.
To celebrate the enduring partnership between the United States and Trinidad and Tobago. Today, we hand over a variety of disaster warehouse support items to TEMA, outfitting a facility that itself represents a shared investment. This warehouse was constructed in 2016 through U.S. Southern Command's Humanitarian Assistance Program, and we are very happy to have filled it with useful goods to be used to save citizens' lives.
The upgraded facility would significantly improve inventory tracking, cargo handling, and overall logistics speed during emergency operations. Director of TEMA, Alan Stewart, emphasized that expanding institutional capacity directly impacts how effectively the island can cope with unpredictable weather hazards and lend assistance across the region.
Building capacity is one of the stronger demonstrations of an island or a country having resilience, and therefore a resilient nation allows us to be able to cope, to allow us to be able to coordinate events when they occur. Today we have seen an increase in hazards impact, not just on the island, in our nation, but our neighbors. And therefore, there's an old saying, so we're in the month of where we celebrate our heritage, and it is said, when your neighbor house on fire, you wet yours.
With these newly integrated IT and logistics systems now operational, TEMA remains better equipped to safeguard lives and manage essential supplies when crises strike. Reporting for Tobago Updates Television News, I am AMPLIA Balgobin.
The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service expanded its ranks on Friday, July 17, 2026. Officially swearing in 201 new recruits from Batch 2 of 2025 during a graduation ceremony held at the Police Academy. The milestone marks the completion of the recruits' theoretical coursework under the General Policing Level 2 training program. During the proceedings, the fresh inductees took their solemn oath of office, pledging to protect and serve the national community with unwavering integrity, professionalism, and dedication. High-ranking officials at the event urged the new officers to recognize the heavy responsibility accompanying their badges. Acting Senior Superintendent Ian Carty, officer in charge of the Police Academy, alongside Assistant Commissioner Richard Smith, delivered inspiring remarks to the cohorts. Both leaders emphasized that personal discipline, unwavering moral character, and earning public trust are the fundamental pillars necessary for modern, effective law enforcement. As these 201 officers transition into the next phase of their duties, their arrival provides a timely boost to the nation's security apparatus, strengthening the TTP's commitment to community safety and public order across Trinidad and Tobago. The radical Jamaat al-Muslimin insurgents stormed Parliament's historic Red House. One survivor continues his persistent march for justice. Today marks day 22 of social activist Wendell Eversley's annual fast as he prepares for his annual walk of remembrance leading up to the July 27th anniversary of the 1990 attempted coup. Jewel Green George brings us the story.
Eversley survived the 6-day siege at the Red House, where 24 people died and over 200 suffered injuries. Since the passing of former Prime Minister and President Arthur N.R. Robinson in 2014, Eversley has kept history alive through an annual pilgrimage in Tobago. Now, the survivor is calling on the nation to join him on Friday, July 24th, for a walk to remember. The Walk of Remembrance starts at 5:30 a.m. at the A.N.R. Robinson International Airport and heads to the Scarborough Methodist Church Cemetery in Bacolet. That private cemetery serves as the final resting place for the late statesman and the person credited with the modern push to restart the International Criminal Court through his proposal to the UN General Assembly in 1989. A formal wreath-laying ceremony follows at the Bacolet gravesite at 10 a.m. In a public invitation, Eversley called on political leaders, community activists, and citizens to walk together to honor those who suffered and to reaffirm national unity. Eversley's fast highlights his ongoing call for state recognition, victim compensation, and preserved history. He maintains that forgotten history leaves society vulnerable to repeating past crises.
For 36 years, Eversley's journey has been a personal commitment to democratic values. And on Friday, he hopes to see the nation in step, side by side, as he walks the Walk of Remembrance. Jewel Green George, Tobago Updates Television News.
Up next, Flagstaff Tower restoration underway in Charlottesville.
Coming up, Barbados kicks off festival season with Crop Over, where you can live like a local. Moments of discovery and joy during Culinary Month in Antigua and Barbuda. Find that hero within you. As these women of vision share their stories of success, Caribbean Passport TV, your guide to what's happening in the region, here on this station.
Step out of my dreams to my real life. This girl, I wanna know you feel like, yeah. Come closer to me, let the stars align, yeah. In the middle of the night, you bring the sunshine. Miss Lady, she have a pot on the fire, burn a flame when she cooking.
As small Caribbean islands, we do need to remember that we can't do it individually. The Caribbean needs to work as a whole. From something as simple as pool procurement of medicine or pool procurement of equipment, to sharing training, to having centers of excellence in different islands. Working together as one, we can become giants.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Tobago, are you ready to celebrate culture, color, and creativity? Then make Heritage Haven Books and Things your first stop this Heritage Festival. Step into a world of vibrant African wear, handcrafted accessories, unique gifts, local authors, and inspiring books for every age. Whether you're dressing for the festivities or searching for something special, Heritage Haven has something just for you. Heritage Haven Books and Things, where culture comes alive. Visit us today. treasures. Celebrate culture where read it, live it.
Thank you for staying with us. Restoration efforts are currently underway following the recent collapse of the Flagstaff Communication Tower in Charlottesville. On the 11th of June, severe weather damage created widespread telecommunications and utility disruption for emergency services, local businesses, and residents in Eastern Tobago. Reporter AMPLIA Balgobin brings us the details.
The destruction of the Flagstaff Tower left a temporary void in crucial communications infrastructure for the Charlottesville community and key emergency responders. To minimize the fallout, officials rolled out Starlink satellite internet systems to provide temporary connectivity while administrative processes for a full rebuild to take place. Director of the Tobago Emergency Management Agency, Alan Stewart, confirms that demolition work at the site has already commenced as phase one of the overall restoration.
Flagstaff is moving along, not with the alacrity that we will have expected, but what I'm saying is that we have started work there in the sense that the demolition work is one phase of it. Also, what we want to see, what we are doing currently, we are doing the necessary to allow for a quick reinstallation of the assets that were there.
While procurement processes are actively moving through administrative channels, TEMA continues to use interim measures to ensure Charlottesville stays connected during the wait.
This process is taking a while, so what we would have done in the meantime, we would have used Starlink as one of the means to fill the gap for those persons who would have been displaced off the network by many of the different suppliers or agencies involved. Currently, the estimates and the necessaries are going through its administration process, where we will work towards a quick procurement to allow for getting these assets back in gear.
Stewart expects the permanent tower replacement to fully restore primary ultra-high frequency and emergency radio channels once administrative approvals and equipment procurement are finalized. Reporting for Tobago Updates Television News, I am AMPLIA Balgobin.
Regional disaster protocols remain on standby following the tragic capsizing of the Guyanese passenger vessel MV Barima off Guyana's coastline. As search, rescue, and recovery operations continue, questions have been raised regarding local and regional intervention. AMPLIA Balgobin has the details in this report.
The sinking of the 87-year-old vessel MV Barima has triggered wide regional concern. Despite the scale of the tragedy, local disaster authorities explain that disaster response operates on a tiered structure, strictly respecting national sovereignty unless an official request for external aid is made. TEMA Director Alan Stewart clarifies that Tobago and regional disaster bodies have not yet been tasked to respond, as sovereign capacity and official CARICOM protocols must first be triggered and any formal deployment from Trinidad and Tobago or neighboring islands must be activated through the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency.
Our mandate is very straightforward. You have levels, the disaster management system in the country and in the region works in a particular way. There are different tiers. So once it does not exceed the capacity of the country, their sovereignty is well respected. So if there is no appeal for help, and that appeal will come through the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, CDEMA, and there is no need for us to get involved at this stage.
While TEMA is not directly involved at this juncture, maritime monitoring continues. Stewart noted that national defense assets, specifically the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard, maintain standard vigilance across regional waters to monitor maritime activity, even as direct bilateral intervention remains subject to official state-to-state agreements.
I cannot speak to the bilateral arrangement between country to country. But I know definitely that as a protocol, a given protocol, all the necessary assets that the country possess will be utilized, through our Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard. They may have their airs out, the marine capability, shippers at sea, things like that for these events. But this is not a task for us, and therefore we are not being tasked in this regard.
For now, TIMA and regional mechanisms remain poised to assist should Guyana issue a formal request for disaster or recovery support through regional disaster channels. Reporting for Tobago Updates Television News, I am AMPLIA Balgobin.
Tobago is preparing to give one of its greatest cultural icons a fitting home island send-off. Following funeral service held in Trinidad last week, plans are now locked in for a final island-wide tribute celebrating the life of Oscar B. Benjamin this coming Saturday. Tobago Updates reporter Jewel Green George has the details.
From the classrooms and football fields of Signal Hill to international stages across the world, Oscar B. left an indelible footprint on Caribbean culture. Now his home island is opening its arms to say one final goodbye. Organizers announced that Saturday's tribute will begin where it all started, at Signal Hill Secondary School. Members of the organizing committee say the procession is a chance for Tobagonians who missed the Trinidad services to unite in honor of the former Byron Lee and the Dragonaires frontman.
But in our farewell, we leave at 2 o'clock on Saturday from the Signal Hill School, and that will take us to the Mount Pleasant church there in the Anglican church in Mount Pleasant. There'll be a procession there, so we are inviting all enthusiastic Tobagonians, friends and family to come out and support the motorcade we're going to have there for that.
The motorcade will lead into a special community gathering from 3 to 4 p.m. at St. Patrick's Anglican Church, featuring reflections from former classmates, local artists, and lifelong friends, followed immediately by a formal memorial service.
The school, Signal Hill, there's a class of 85. They will be given a chance to air their views, and many other persons who have been touched by Oscar B. will have a chance to come up on stage and speak their minds, speak their hearts, and show what kind of man Oscar B. really has been. I know him personally for many things that we would have done together to assist a number of people, because he's been a real supporter of the people of Trinidad and Tobago and beyond. And anything that you asked Oscar to do then, he was very willing to come out and support and get that done.
Though the island lost a giant on June 28th, organizers say this final gathering ensures his home community gives back the love he poured into the world throughout his 4-decade career. Reporting for Tobago Updates Television News, I'm Jewel Green George.
The Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force issued a press release informing the public that air and maritime support had been deployed to Guyana following the deadly ferry disaster off the Guyanese coast. Military mobilization began after Guyana issued an urgent request for assistance on Sunday evening. A Defense Force aircraft has completed 3 flights between Trinidad and Guyana since Monday to support search and rescue teams. At sea, a Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard vessel carrying 20 personnel, including 7 additional divers, is assisting recovery operations in the search zone. Guyanese authorities report dozens of passengers dead and missing, while international and local crews search surrounding waters. Trinidad and Tobago defense officials state that specific tactical arrangements and personnel numbers remain withheld for operational security reasons. In the official release, the Ministry of Defense stated that the, quote, Defense Force remains committed to working alongside regional partners in providing timely assistance and support during this difficult period, end quote. Search and recovery operations in the area remain ongoing. We have much more news straight ahead, but the conversation doesn't end here. You can stay plugged into Tobago's top stories 24/7. Head over to Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube and search at Tobago Updates. Follow, like, and never miss a beat. We'll be right back.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Tobago, are you ready to celebrate culture, color, and creativity? Then make Heritage Haven books and things your first stop this Heritage Festival. Step into a world of vibrant African wear, handcrafted accessories, unique gifts, local authors, and inspiring books for every age. Whether you're dressing for the festivities or searching for something special, Heritage Haven has something just for you. Heritage Haven books and things where culture comes alive. Visit us today at the Scarborough Esplanade and discover treasures. Celebrate culture where read it, live it.
Welcome back. New mid-year crime statistics published by Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar show a continuing drop in national homicides. Reporter Jewel Green-George brings us the details in this story.
Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar reports a sharp drop in Trinidad and Tobago's murder numbers. According to the Prime Minister, police recorded 213 murders through July 20th this year. That figure reflects 118 fewer killings than the 331 recorded during the same period in 2024. According to data provided by the Prime Minister, murder counts decreased across every police division. Port of Spain recorded the largest drop, falling from 61 homicides in 2024 to 23 in 2026. Western Division homicides dropped from 29 to 20. While Northern Division fell from 33 to 25. Persad-Bissessar credits the change in government for driving down violent crime. Quote, "Had the PNM remained in government, there would have been about 400 more murder victims." End quote. She attributed the decrease in murder rates recorded to the administration and the TTPS. Quote, "The statistical data shows that both the government and the TTPS are making positive progress. End quote. Official figures show police solved 35 homicides committed this year, establishing a 17% murder detection rate. In Tobago, officers are actively working with local residents to build community partnerships and boost safety. At a Scarborough town meeting last week, Assistant Police Commissioner Richie Singh addressed community security concerns. Singh indicated that the detection rate for serious crime currently stands at 25%. Jewel Green George, Tobago Updates Television News.
The journey to enlistment has moved into high gear for hundreds of military hopefuls across Trinidad and Tobago. Following document verification on July 16th, the regiment's 2026 recruitment drive entered its next critical phase. The Defence Force Military Academy in Corinth, the former UTT South Campus, served as the main hub for document verification, as applicants will now tackle written entrance exams and rigorous physical fitness assessments. Those who meet the standards will advance to background security checks and full medical evaluations. To qualify, candidates must be citizens between the age of 18 and 25 with a clean police record. Military officials commend all applicants taking this initial step and wish them success through the selection process. Those who completed every hurdle will report for basic recruit training to join the ranks of the National Defence Force. Details are now confirmed for the final farewell to West Indies cricket legend Sir Garfield Sobers. Official arrangements have been announced following his passing last week at age 89. Jewel Green George has this regional update.
The state funeral for late sporting icon Sir Garfield Sobers will be held on Wednesday, July 29th at 10 a.m. at Kensington Oval in Barbados. Barbados Minister of Health and Wellness, Senator Lisa Cummings, made the official announcement at a news conference.
The funeral of the late Right Excellent Sir Garfield Sobers, affectionately known by all as Sir Gary, will take place on Wednesday, July 29th at 10 a.m. at Kensington Oval. The funeral arrangements are available to members of the public.
Members of the Barbados public are invited to attend the Thanksgiving service at the stadium to honor the legendary all-rounder. However, government officials confirmed that the actual interment will remain strictly private.
The burial, however, is going to be private, and it is going to be limited to only a certain number of dignitaries, but most importantly, it is a private moment for the family.
Prior to the funeral, Sir Gary will lie in state at Parliament Building on Monday, July 27th and at Kensington Oval on July 28th. Regional leaders and cricket fans across the Caribbean are preparing to pay their final respects.
But what is open to the public is the funeral service, the Thanksgiving service, the state funeral. And we encourage all Barbadians, come out, let's celebrate the life of Sir Gary, let's commemorate his incredible accomplishments, let's send him off in grand Bajan style.
Condolence books are open for public signatures as the Caribbean unites to honor cricket's ultimate legend. Jewel Green George, Tobago Updates Television News.
The weather report when we return.
Nice.
If I have to call a supervisor one more time to sign off on a customer because their financials are in a mess, I will scream.
Hey, don't scream in a bank. That have lock up in it.
It's either they're not registered properly, or you know what? We could just forget about annual returns, right?
Compliance is a bad word to most of them. Haul your compliance out of here. But let me eat.
What? is wrong with Trinbagonians? I mean, it has so much help they could get out there.
Well, you know, Trinis, we don't like to spend we money.
But you know what? Be comfortable with losing we money. That make it any financial
What people
sense.
should do is call Anderson in Trinidad and Tobago.
Wait, what? Anderson in Trinidad and Tobago?
Anderson in Trinidad and Tobago Tax and Accounting Services. Yeah, they offer helping from registering your business to filing your tax. Oh! Ah! My lunch is over. Oh!
Wait, tell me more.
No, go and scream in the bank. You go and scream in the bank.
No, Antoine, don't get one sooner.
Tobago, are you ready to celebrate culture, color, and creativity? Then make Heritage Haven books and things your first stop this Heritage Festival. Step into a world of vibrant African wear, handcrafted accessories, unique gifts, local authors, and inspiring books for every age. Whether you're dressing for the festivities or searching for something special, Heritage Haven has something just for you. Heritage Haven books and things where culture comes alive. Visit us today at the Scarborough Esplanade and discover treasures. Celebrate culture where read it, live it.
Welcome back. Now for a look at the weather update from the Trinidad and Tobago Met Office. Tonight across Trinidad and Tobago, patches of showers are likely at times, and there is a medium 40% chance of the odd isolated thunderstorm, particularly over Trinidad. Meanwhile, the remainder of the Lesser Antilles will see generally fair and hazy conditions with a chance of odd isolated shower. Minimum temperatures tonight are expected to drop to 24 degrees Celsius at Piarco and 25 degrees Celsius at Crum Point. Tomorrow, Thursday, conditions will be generally sunny and hazy. Partly cloudy spells and showers are more likely during the early morning, as well as during the evening and night. There is also a low 30% chance of isolated thunderstorm activity, mainly over southern areas. Please note that street flooding and gusty winds are likely in the event of heavy downpours. A relatively mild concentration of Saharan dust is currently present, so sensitive persons are advised to take the necessary precautions. The heat index is forecast to register at 38 degrees Celsius at Piarco and 37 degrees Celsius at Crum Point. Seas remain moderate, with waves in open waters measuring near 1.5 meters. In sheltered areas, waves are expected to remain below 1.0 meter. For those monitoring the tides on Thursday, in Port of Spain, high tides are at 11:20 a.m. and 11:23 p.m., with low tides at 5:20 a.m. and 5 p.m. In Scarborough, high tides are at 11:42 a.m. and 11:26 p.m., with low tides at 5:31 a.m. and 5:15 p.m. Sunrise is at 5:53 and sunset at 6:31. And that brings us to the end of tonight's news coverage. From all of us in the newsroom, thank you for making us your trusted source for local stories tonight. Stay safe, stay connected, and have a wonderful evening. Here's a quick look back at the headlines shaping our island. U.S. Embassy donates warehouse equipment to TIMA. TTPS welcomes 201 new officers into the fold. And Eversley invites nation to 36th anniversary coup memorial walk.